Catholic priest removed from his parish after being accused of sexual misconduct nearly a decade ago resumed his full duties at St. Michael's Church today after the Vatican exonerated him. The Reverend William Graham thanked his family and friends and parishioners today for their support as his case played out in court for 8 years. Father Graham was removed from the church in 2016 after a Duluth man accused him of sexually abusing him as a teenager in the 70s. Well, authorities never brought any criminal charges, and the Duluth diocese did not conduct a hearing before removing Graham. He refuted the allegations, and in 2018, a jury awarded the priest more than $13,000 in a civil suit against the accuser. While he said it was a joyous day being welcomed back by his congregation, he had some strong words for the Duluth diocese.
A guilty man would have deserved better treatment than I received from the church, to which I have given my life, my love, and my faithfulness.
After a church legal process, the Vatican determined there was not enough evidence and acquitted Father Graham. According to the Diocese of Duluth's website, Bishop Daniel Felton has been directed to take steps to also help restore Reverend Graham's reputation.